into record mode. Okay, awesome. And we will get started, and we're gonna let Melissa Hetrick up in Pennsylvania take it away. Go, girl.
All right. Hi, guys. Like Jules said, my name is Melissa Hetrick, and I thought we were on here on a presentation deciding on a scale of 1 to 10 how chilly we are. So I'm at about a 6. I am a clinical staff pharmacist at a local network hospital. It has about 8 or 9 campuses, and in June, I'll have been there for 20 years. I currently am employed at a 24-bed infusion center. And tonight we'll be chatting about the link between nutrition and disease. And I'm really grateful some of the amazing benefits I've learned of simple, good nutrition. And it's not always easy to decipher or find, what does that even mean? And the world of healthcare stood out to me when I was in high school because I love to help people, and I wanted to be the solution for people's sickness and unhappiness and unhealthiness. And in 6 years of pharmacy school in college, I recall having one short class on intravenous nutrition, which is not beneficial because nobody ever wants to be on intravenous nutrition, and an elective that I cannot remember what it was called, but I remember that the professor brought in well-balanced snacks. That's all I remember. So I think as a country, I think we're just not educated enough on nutrition. And obviously medicine has its place, or I'd be out of a job. But it's really troubling when you're at work and, we go through patients' profiles and you see someone coming in on more than 10, even more than 5 is a lot, prescription medications. And sometimes it can be prevented and sometimes it's not. You're balancing, you take one, and then you need another one to balance a side effect, and it just keeps going. As a country, I think we're facing, like I said, many, many health challenges. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight, and we're hoping we're going to get some guests who speak up, what is your most pressing health concern right now? Nothing's taboo, so you're allowed to say COVID, but a lot of things we deal with that I'm sure many, either some of us or our families have. So diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, that kind of goes in with heart disease, obesity, childhood obesity. So if anybody would like to unmute themselves and just discuss, or you don't even have to discuss, like, I'm really pissed off that COVID has taken 1.5 years out of my life. Like, anything is open.
I struggle with heart disease. I was born genetically with a failure in my heart, and it was undiagnosed as a child. But looking back, there was many symptoms that was there, and I also I'm still not the svelte human being that I desire to be, but I am much smaller than I was. And at my heaviest, I was about 320 pounds. Now I'm around 220. Not exactly where I want to be, but definitely comfortable. And that has definitely helped my heart situation. But that is what I struggle with on a daily basis.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Bart. I'll just say in my family, one a pressing issue on some of my family members is diabetes. And don't forget to unmute yourselves or put it in the chat, anything that you guys are concerned with, or one of the most pressing issues right now for you.
In my case, it's not really like me, but my dad. He was just diagnosed with cancer. And I really would like to have, more education as far as nutrition, what is best, right, for somebody with cancer.
Absolutely, yes. I think that's one of the bigger ones. And I think we can all say we've been touched by cancer in some form or another. And I just want to point out in the chat, I'm hearing heart disease, dementia, cholesterol, high blood pressure, cancer and cholesterol. Yeah. So anybody else?
I was just gonna say high blood pressure and cholesterol, but I see it's in the chat, so
Yes.
I second those emotions.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's a big deal. And I'll just say before we pass it on to Jules, who will talk to us a little bit more, I was thinking about what I wanted to say before we came on, and I was struggling because I was thinking, okay, I don't feel like we're educated on nutrition, but we kind of are, because you can go anywhere and say, okay, well, these are the 5 things I don't want in my food, and this is how many calories I want, and this is how many calories I want from fat. But you have to do that because we have so much crappy food. We have so much processed food that you have to do that. So then I was thinking, well, my grandmother's 100. So, but when she grew up, she didn't eat like we eat. But then she's also probably alive because of modern medicine. And I was just like cycling. So, but she's only on 2 prescription medications. So
That's amazing.
So I'm going to pass it on to Jules. Keep putting the stuff in the chat. I am writing it down. I love that everybody's sharing. This was our goal for tonight. So if we don't get to it right away, we will circle back around and we will most definitely talk about it. You can also go back and talk to the person who invited you. Take it away, Jules.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. I know a lot of you. There's a lot of you also I don't know. So I will introduce myself. My name is Jules Kilker, and I live in South Florida. I am married. I have 3 children. Their ages 8, 5, and 4. I always have to think about it. And I am a former fitness professional, I would say turned domestic goddess, although I still do teach 1 fitness class a week. So I am really excited that you guys are on here tonight. And I just want to start off by saying we have 2 startling trends in our world today. And one of them is that toxins, chemical load, pollutants are increasing. And the other one is that our food quality is decreasing. And so it's almost like this perfect storm right now. And you guys just shared some real and frightening health concerns with us. And I think that what I want you guys to hear tonight is that Dr. Bill Sears, he's America's most trusted pediatrician. He's written over 70 baby books. And if you're over 40, you probably know who he is. But he says that over 75% of disease is preventable. And I want that to give you guys hope tonight. And if you're listening to this, then you probably are concerned and also hopeful. And I want you to leave tonight being more hopeful. And I know personally for me that sometimes I can feel, more than sometimes, a lot of the times, I can feel overwhelmed and anxious with the information and the news that's being thrown at us every day. It just seems like there's always something to be afraid of, or they're throwing the next new health concern at us. And we're caught in the middle of all this information and we don't know what to do with it. And the worst part about it is the stress that is causing us is actually having a negative effect on our health as well. And so I want to shed some light on some of the things that happen inside of our body and give you guys tools that you can use and put into practice to be healthier. Okay, so first of all, I hope I don't get too fired up, but I get really mad at our food industry because they are creating food that is heavily processed and that is designed to hurt us and also make us addicted to it. And there are lots of things that we can be concerned with. There's the products we use on our skin. There's the emissions from the cars we drive. There's so many things, but I want you guys tonight to just focus on this one thing that I'm focused on, which is the food that we eat. There's not too much that we can control. That is one that we can control, and that is one that I'm super passionate about. And I do get angry that some of these ingredients are allowed in our food, and they're allowed to market these ingredients to our children to make them want them more. Things like, and if you guys can put in the chat, and I'd love to hear your stories too after, but if you've heard about like trans fat and artificial flavors and dyes, the red dye, the blue dye, these dyes, and these things, not only on our children, but us as well as adults, they are harming us, and they are making our, they're weakening our immune system. And in doing that too, there's a direct link between our gut and our brain. And I love, somebody said dementia, there's a huge link between our gut and our brain health. And so these kids are being fed these awful foods, and they can't think clearly, or they're not as focused. And it's just a really bad snowball that can happen if we are not aware that the food that we are eating is either helping us or it's harming us. And if you guys come away with anything tonight, it's that we can have control over the food that we eat. And I know it might seem hard because you're addicted or because you want some, you're constantly in this vicious cycle too, but it is not too late. I want you to know that if you are older, it's not too late. And if you have kids that are older, it's not too late, because there is something called metabolic reprogramming, and that can actually help you change your habits. And it's basically when you start eating something that's really bad for you, you start craving it and getting addicted to it. But the same thing happens when you eat the good things. So if you start eating healthy things, then you are going to start craving healthy things. And it's just one day at a time, you can improve and you can change your health. And did you know that every 120 days, your blood cells die off and replenish? So you could basically have a brand new body in 4 months. Is that amazing? And so I hope that you guys are hopeful. And I will share with you just a little bit of the effects that the negative effects that this food has, so you can understand. Because for me personally, the more I understood, the more passionate I became, and then that helped me make better choices. So we know fruits and vegetables are good for us, right? And my friend Jen is going to share later a quote about fruits and vegetables being so good for us, they can save your life. But the problem is we're not eating them. Why aren't we eating them if we know they're good for us? I believe it's because we don't know enough of why they're good for us. And so I want you guys to picture your body. You have trillions of cells in your body. And actually, they're being hit every day with something called free radicals. Now, these free radicals are bad, and a lot of it's normal, right? Because we're moving towards the end of life. We're not regenerating our body. Our bodies are dying. That's a fact. That's, we can't change that, but we can change that. We live a more optimal life by minimizing free radical damage. And when your cells start getting too much free radical damage, it creates inflammation. Inflammation is the silent killer and basically the root of all disease. And so if we can actually minimize that free radical damage, we can live healthier, we can have less disease, less inflammation, less pain. And so how do we minimize free radical damage? Anybody? I already told you. I already gave you the answer. It was like a pop quiz and you already got the answer.
Antioxidants.
Say it.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants. And where are antioxidants found? I know.
Not cookies.
Not cookies. Not cookies. So we can minimize free radical damage by antioxidants in the body. And those are found in fruits and vegetables. And I tell my kids, I like to talk like I'm talking to my kids, because that's how I understood it. When I learned this information, our cells, when you eat fruits and vegetables, your cells are like superheroes. They have little shields around them. and the free radicals are bouncing all over the place. And if you have those shields around your good cells, it bounces off and it protects your cells. And so I always tell my kids, you know, we're not perfect, by the way. I hope nobody's thinking like, I could never be like that. Oh my gosh. We had Halloween candy. We eat cake for birthdays. We don't eat perfect. We live by the 80-20 rule. But they know that if we're going to eat unhealthy, they have to eat healthy before and healthy after. And we call it our Hulk food. And we say that we have got to protect ourselves. And they know that. And my little one didn't feel good after Halloween. I didn't even let them eat that much, but it was just the stress of staying up late, being excited, which, by the way, that can cause oxidative stress. Some good things, being pregnant can cause oxidative stress. Exercising heavily can cause extra oxidative stress. So there's some things we just can't control, and we don't want to stop, you know, doing those things. So it's really important that we know that the antioxidants can protect our cells and help us to stay healthy. And so the next time you guys want to eat something bad, you can just think, I got to eat something good first. I don't want you to have a negative relationship with food, and I don't want you to not eat the bad stuff every once in a while. That's treats, and that's living, and that's part of life. But remember to eat the good stuff, drink your water, exercise, stress less. Don't listen to the headlines that are out there. Listen to the good stuff that you tell yourself. And I am so thankful that we found a simple way where we could get more fruits and vegetables into our body. And I truly believe what we found helped my body. Well, I don't even believe it. I know it to be true because of the science, helped my body reprogram so I could crave more fruits and vegetables, because I did not crave fruits and vegetables 13 years ago as a personal trainer. I craved peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, whey protein shakes, chocolate. That was what my body craved because that's what I was putting in. That's how we grew up. We didn't grow up eating vegetables or fruits. So I know that this simple change had a tremendous impact on my health. It actually changed the trajectory of where my health was going. And without it, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where my husband would be, and I don't know where my kids would be. And so I'm excited to pass it over to Jen, my friend Jen, so she can share a little bit more. And let's see, Jen, are you there?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Jules.
You're welcome.
Can you allow me to share, please?
And I muted myself. I'm sorry. I was saying, I'm so sorry. There you are. Can you share now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Okay. Let me just move my controls here for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to share a couple slides with you. I'm going to start with this slide because when Jules is talking about, and you have heard other people talk about this also, free radicals, oxidative stress, what does this mean? So for me, this picture helped me to make the connection. So on the left-hand side, you see the apple is brown, rusted, aged. So the oxidants have outnumbered the antioxidants. On the right-hand side, you see a fresh, a young apple. That side of the apple was treated with lemon juice, which is an antioxidant. So this is showing how the antioxidants, when in excess of the oxidants, can do good for our body. So imagine the left side, that's what your cells look like with the free radicals are raining on your cells all day long. So the more antioxidants we put in our body, the better it is. That's why the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's that they are good, so good, they could save your life. So think about how many fruits and vegetables you have eaten today. So a serving might be about the size of your fist. So we need about 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Now that's a variety, different fruits and vegetables, different colors. So even on like one of my best days, I'm getting 5 or 6 different fruits or vegetables. So who's daring enough to unmute themselves and tell us how many fruits and vegetables you have had today, or put it in the chat?
Okay, well, I'll start. And you, I've only had 3 today.
Anyone else?
I've probably had 4. That might be generous. 3 or 4. Ooh, Erica had 5 to 6.
Nice. Anyone else?
I had fruit on my oatmeal this morning. I think I had some lettuce with my lunch. And I forget what I had for dinner. I think I had a vegetable soup for dinner, so maybe 3 or 4.
So as you can see, even when we try to eat healthy and we make conscious choices to pack our lunch with fruits and vegetables, it is very difficult to get those 7 to 13 servings every day. So I also want to talk a little bit about the multivitamin versus the whole apple. So many people say, oh, well, I eat pretty healthy and I take a multivitamin. But if you think about a multivitamin, in that multivitamin, you can get vitamin C. You can also get vitamin C from the whole apple. So it just makes sense that eating the whole apple with thousands and thousands of phytonutrients would be much better to get your vitamin C than that one multivitamin. So what is Juice Plus? Juice Plus is 30 different fruits and vegetables. The foods are harvested at their peak of ripeness, pulverized, dried into powders, and placed into capsules or delicious chewables. So we all like fruit snacks, let's be honest. So even I like to take my kids' chewies, chewables, sometimes in place of the capsules. Here you can see our fruit, veggie, and berry blend. So there's 10 different fruits, 10 different veggies, and 10 different berries. Large variety. Even if you tried, you could not eat all of these fruits and vegetables in one day. And some of the things you may not ever want to eat, for example, like prunes for myself. And look at the colors, so many different colors. You know, you always hear about eating the rainbow, and that doesn't mean you're Skittles. We also have a plant-based omega. So our omega is a full spectrum with omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And our omegas come straight from the plants. They skip the fish, so there's no fishy burps, no fishy smell. And one of my favorite products, the Complete Shake. So I know after Jules was taking that whey protein that she had switched over to our Complete Shake mix. Vegan, non-GMO, gluten and dairy free, protein, fiber, and even low glycemic. And there's so much you can do. And, you know, the smoothie bowls are all the craze, and making smoothies and the little blenders with the Ninja. Our Complete Shake is the way to go. 15 different plants, in addition to the 30 you can get from the fruit, veggie, and berry blend. So Juice Plus is unique. It's food, not a multivitamin. It has a food label. It's NSF certified, meaning what's on the label is actually what is inside. And it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. So this quote from Hippocrates, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." Just as Melissa said, food does have its place, but nutrition is the foundation for healing the body. There is no magic pill, but we do have one simple solution, one simple change that you can do to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet to bridge the gap between what we do eat and what we should eat. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I welcome you to please, hold on, I lost myself there, to please comment, ask questions, unmute yourself. Please share stories about your nutritional journey.
Hey, Jen, I'm just gonna stop the recording and then they
Okay.
can share.